Have you heard people talking about the Kenya Finance Bill 2025? It can sound very complicated, full of big numbers and confusing words. Many Kenyans feel anxious or unsure about what it all means. You might wonder if it's just another political debate that has nothing to do with your daily life. The truth is, this bill is one of the most important documents discussed in Parliament each year. It directly shapes how much money you have in your pocket, the price of the food you buy, and the quality of the public services your family relies on every single day. So, why should you care? Imagine the government as a very large household. Just like your family, it needs money to pay its bills. This money, which comes from taxes, is used to fund everything from building new roads and hospitals to paying teachers and doctors. The finance bill is the government's plan for how it will collect this money. It decides which items will be taxed, how much tax you will pay, and where that money will be spent. This year, the government plans to spend about 4.29 trillion shillings, so understanding its money plan is crucial for every citizen. After the widespread and painful protests we saw in 2024, the government has taken a different approach this year. The good news is that the Finance Bill 2025 does not propose new direct taxes on your salary or on company profits. This is a big change from last year. However, this does not mean things will stay the same. The government still needs to raise money. Instead of direct taxes, it is focusing on other ways to collect funds. This includes changing indirect taxes on goods and services and making sure everyone who should be paying tax is actually paying it. This bill is more than just numbers on a page. It is a blueprint for our country's direction. It tells us what the government values most. Will it prioritize healthcare over new construction projects? Will it support small businesses or focus on big industries? The decisions made in this bill will have long-lasting effects on our economy and our society. They will influence job creation, the cost of living, and the opportunities available to you and your children. That is why paying close attention to the details of the Finance Bill 2025 is not just for economists and politicians, it is for everyone. Let's break down what the Finance Bill 2025 could mean for your personal finances and essential services. While your payslip might not show a new income tax, you could feel the impact at the supermarket or when paying your bills. The government is looking at indirect taxes, like VAT and excise duty. These are taxes placed on goods and services. If these taxes are increased on items like fuel, airtime, or certain foods, the prices you pay will go up. This means your money might not stretch as far as it used to, affecting your household budget. The bill also introduces changes to how the Kenya Revenue Authority, or KRA, works. The government wants to widen the tax base, which means getting more people and businesses to pay taxes. To do this, the KRA may be given more power to look into financial transactions, including those on mobile money platforms and in bank accounts. The aim is to catch tax evaders and ensure everyone pays their fair share. For ordinary citizens, this could mean more scrutiny of your financial activities, which some people worry might affect their privacy and make transactions more complicated. On the housing front, there are some interesting changes. If you are planning to build your own home and need a loan, there is some good news. The bill proposes a new tax relief on the interest you pay for that construction loan. This could make building a personal house a bit cheaper for individuals. However, the story is different for big companies. The bill plans to remove existing tax incentives for large-scale developers, including those building affordable housing. This might make it more expensive for them to build, which could slow down the construction of new housing projects and potentially keep house prices high. What about public services like healthcare and education? The government has promised to protect spending on these critical areas. Following last year's public outcry, there is a strong focus on austerity, which means cutting unnecessary government spending. The goal is to be more efficient with the money collected. However, with a large national debt to manage, balancing the budget is a difficult task. The final decisions in the bill will determine if there is enough money to hire more teachers, stock hospitals with medicine, and maintain important infrastructure like roads and clean water systems that affect our daily well-being. Every finance bill creates winners and losers, and the 2025 version is no different. It's important to look closely at who stands to benefit and who might face new challenges. For ordinary households, the picture is mixed. On one hand, the absence of new income tax hikes is a major relief, protecting your take-home pay from further deductions. Additionally, Individuals taking loans to build their own homes are clear winners, as the proposed tax relief will reduce their borrowing costs. This could encourage more Kenyans to build their own houses. However, these same households could also be on the losing end. If the government increases indirect taxes to make up for lost revenue, the cost of living will rise. Everyday goods and services, from cooking oil and bread to transportation and data bundles, could become more expensive. This would hit low-income families the hardest, as a larger portion of their money goes towards these basic necessities. So, while your salary is safe from new taxes, your purchasing power could be significantly weakened, leaving you with less money for savings or emergencies. For businesses, the story is also complex. All companies, big and small, will welcome the news that the corporate tax rate is not increasing. This creates a stable and predictable environment for business planning and investment. However, the government's plan to increase tax compliance and scrutiny could be a double-edged sword. While it levels the playing field by penalizing dishonest businesses, it could also increase the administrative burden on honest ones. Small businesses, in particular, may find it costly and time-consuming to keep up with enhanced reporting and monitoring requirements from the KRA. Looking at specific industries, the real estate sector shows a clear divide. As mentioned, individual home builders are set to benefit, but large-scale developers of both commercial properties and affordable housing projects are potential losers. The removal of their tax incentives will increase their operational costs. This could discourage investment in the affordable housing agenda, a key government priority. In agriculture and manufacturing, the impact will depend on the final details of any changes to VAT and excise duties on raw materials, machinery, and finished products. Keeping costs low in these sectors is vital for creating jobs and ensuring food security. The Finance Bill 2025 is not yet a law. It is currently a proposal that is being debated in Parliament. This means that you, as a citizen, have a powerful opportunity to make your voice heard and influence the final outcome. The Constitution of Kenya gives you the right to participate in the legislative process. You do not have to be a politician or an expert to share your opinion. Your personal experiences and concerns are valuable and can help lawmakers understand the real-world impact of their decisions. It is your democracy in action. There are several ways you can get involved. First, you can participate in public hearings. The parliamentary committees responsible for the bill will hold sessions where citizens and organizations can present their views. You can submit written memos or even attend in person to speak. Another powerful tool is contacting your local member of parliament, or MP. Your MP is your representative, and their job is to listen to your concerns and take them to Parliament. You can call them, send an email, or visit their office to explain how the bill will affect you and your community. Sharing information is another crucial role you can play. Many people are still confused about the bill. You can help by sharing simplified guides, news articles, and discussions on social media or in your community groups. When more people are informed, our collective voice becomes stronger and harder to ignore. Remember the events of 2024? It was the united voice of ordinary Kenyans that forced the government to listen and make major changes to that year's finance bill. This shows that active citizenship works and can lead to real change. So what happens next? The bill will go through several stages in Parliament, including debates and amendments, before a final vote is taken. It could be passed as it is, changed based on public feedback, or even rejected. Whatever the outcome, this bill will set the economic tone for Kenya's near future. It will determine our path towards managing debt, funding development, and either easing or increasing the financial burden on citizens. The coming weeks are critical. Stay informed, speak up, and participate. The future of our nation's economy is not just in the hands of politicians, it is in yours too.